Hey everybody, it's Chris here. Welcome back to Elemental Cartomancy. I hope that you're all doing okay. So you're not seeing my face today, you're only seeing the table. That's because, well, I've been out of the game for about a week now, with COVID, fun times. Um, and yeah, my face just isn't as presentable as I normally like it to be. So I thought, you know what, we're doing a card spread, so let's just focus on that, eh? So this is hashtag Embrace the Magical. Um, it's led by Kelly at the Truth and Story every year. This is the first time that I'm partaking in it. So I'm aware that we're already well into week two. Um, I've not really been able to take part so far, but I thought for week one and well, probably for week two as well, I'll do the kind of weekly spreads, and then when we come to week three, I might do the daily draws as well, but we'll see. So this is going to be the roots spread that I'm doing here, and I thought I would film it as a wee video, pull the cards with you, um, and we can have a wee look in and see what the cards have got to say about my roots. So I'm using the Wild Unknown, the Wild Unknown Tarot. Just because it's an animal deck, it doesn't really have people in it. It is very earthy, in my opinion. Um, so yeah, I'm thought this would be a good deck to use. Okay, so how do my roots feed me? Okay, so I'm taking my roots to be like where I've come from, you know. So the first position is for blood. That to me, oh gosh, that is, my family, my blood relatives, in terms of my roots, it's the people that I've come from. So that looks pretty harsh, doesn't it? Um, Pretty harsh way for my family to feed me. Ten of Swords, there it is right there. I don't think my family are that bad. I think that I've become quite an adaptable person. There's certain things that, that have happened, not terrible things, but there's certain things that have happened in my life that have made me kind of you know, um, be able to roll with the changes a bit more, I guess. And the Ten of Swords, is a kind of I used an expression just the other day to describe it actually. Um, it's a quote that I saw on Queer Eye actually. Um, so new beginnings are often disguised as painful endings. So Ten of Swords is a card about change. So I don't really know how that links into my blood, if I'm totally honest with you. Um, but I mean, I think it's every family's job or every parent's job to kind of have ready their kid for the changes of the world, I guess. And I'd say my family have definitely done that. Land, so where I'm from, I'm actually born and raised in Glasgow, which is where I live right now. It's where I've always lived, so this will be interesting to see. Um, got the Seven of Cups, and this actually came up yesterday in a spread that we did with Jilly at Little Zen Crone. She was live with Sarah from was it Sunset Buff Tarot? Is that how you pronounce it? Um, and Sarah brought a kind of an assets and opportunities spread, and the Seven of Cups came up in that spread. And coincidentally, just before I watched Jilly's live, I had watched a video that Jilly had done talking about the Seven of Water, so the equivalent of this card, in the Witch's Wisdom Tarot. Um, and it kind of describes this as a card about emotional maturity. The depiction in the Witch's Wisdom is the watering hole, and we see all sorts of different, you know, animals coming together, animals that would normally prey on each other, coming together to, um, quench their thirst at the watering hole. And it makes us think of, having to compromise, having to put our differences aside in order to see the way forward. Um, So, and it's really important to be able to do that in life, and I think that it takes a lot of kind of a strength, strength of character and just emotional maturity. So I can see why that links to the Seven of Cups. Um, in terms of where I've come from, how that's prepared, how does that feed me? I mean, I like to think that I try to be an emotionally mature person. I probably struggle and fail at times, to be honest. I am an eternal page of cups. Um, I struggle with my emotions just as much as the next guy. But yeah, I mean, that's what I see there. Um, it's also a card about kind of having your head in the clouds and knowing when that's not good enough, I suppose. Um, culture. So culture for me is all about, shared beliefs and um, you know, beliefs and viewpoints and stuff like that's shared within a community, a group of people. So how does my culture feed me? Um, the Four of Pence. So, okay, right. So we've got the kind of a stability in the material realm card here. Um, my culture is is to make sure that I've always got my feet in the ground and to make sure that my world is always secure, to make sure that there's always money coming in the door. Yeah, I mean, I suppose like to bring a bit of light into it, there is a joke that that copper wire was invented by two Scotsmen fighting over a penny. So let's just leave that at that. Spiritual, we've got the Two of Cups. Um, my everything is the connections that I make with people. Um, I like to think that I'm reliable and I can be there for people. It's important to me that I am always trying to do that. And that to me is spiritual. Spiritual is about how we all come together to form the bigger picture. Us all as individual pieces of the jigsaw, along with everyone else in the world, and all of the other kind of a different forces. Whether you think that they're all you know, scientific and down to earth, or whether you think there's magical forces, whatever, all of it coming together is spirit, you know. And to me, it's the key to everything is those connections and how we treat the people around about us. So I like to think that I try and you know um, treat other people how I'd like to be treated myself. And we see that in the Two of Cups. We see that kind of a friendly bond and being formed. Sorry. And then choice. Um, how do your roots feed you from a choice point of view? So I suppose this might be the kind of a culmination of all my choices in the past. How are my choices kind of a feeding into me? Maybe is that what that means? I've got the Daughter of Pentacles, another card that came up in that spread on Jilly's channel that I was talking about. Um, Beautiful card. It's the equivalent of the Page of Pentacles, and it talks about learning really for me, and I always like to be kind of a learning new things. I'm a firm believer that if you've if you see yourself as the master and you don't think you've got anything left to learn, then you're the one that needs to learn the most. um, so I always kind of a strive to be learning something new or to be asking questioning something, getting into the nitty gritty and looking at how things work. I like the tangible experiences. We're a pentacle here, so the tangible experience of laying these cards on the table and you know looking at them organically. So you'll notice that I've not kind of laid these cards out. How do we think about them, and then come on to record once I'm confident in what they're saying to me. I like to lay them out with you on video and kind of a talk it through and let you kind of almost hear my thought process. some of you might appreciate that, some of you might not. But that's just how I like to do it. I like these kind of organic experiences, and that again is part and parcel of the Daughter of Pence. So yeah, what I'm going to do is obviously, like I say, we're already into week two, so I'm going to sit with this for maybe a few days. Then I'll pull the weekly spread for water or waves, I think it is, sorry. And for that, I think I'm going to use, unless I have a change of heart, which I may well do, for that, I think I'm going to use the Shimmer and Veil. I'm going to take a few days with this because, I mean, obviously I've just been kind of saying things as they come into my head, but I feel as though this has a lot still to say, especially I need to kind of unpack this, I think. Um, but yeah, thanks very much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this. Thank you very much to Kelly for doing this amazing. I was going to say hashtag, but it's more than that, isn't it? But yeah, thanks Kelly for doing this. I've really enjoyed it. So take care, everyone. See you all next time. Bye.